school here or what?
Boop on a penis flytrap.
Signal word.
Oh, no. Yeah, okay. We're starting.
Poopy.
They...
I don't know why it was. Every
live
podcast we
in
make,
they live
I
in
start
Omaha.
with like, I just say a word like that.
Yeah, poopy. Yeah. They go to school in Omaha. Dude, I don't know where they are, but Emma's with them.
Is that?
And
Does
they
he have
thought
like
they
a
were going to come out here.
split parent situation or?
Their mom died.
Their
right?
mom died, and Owen just didn't like Omaha anymore, so he decided to come here and live with his aunt and uncle.
Cool.
Does Liam live with their dad?
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
Dude.
Are they just like visiting or what?
Yeah. They just came in town on the train. Okay, wait. Can you try this one out?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't hear
Dick
that.
Rogers.
Oh, wait, do it again.
Jiminy Christmas.
Okay.
Jiminy Crickets.
I hear it.
Sick.
As long as I hear it, because I have the mic, the audio from the actual
Buddy,
recording.
buddy, butthole. Cool.
Okay. I'm just gonna open it up with the bombshell
Here it is.
and just say fuck Avengers.
Okay.
Okay, listen. It wasn't a bad movie because if you have fucking $1 billion budget, you're not gonna make a bad movie, you know? But and there wasn't, like, I would say the CGI wasn't as annoying as I thought it would be.
I can't hear you in my headphones. Is that?
It doesn't matter.
All right.
Because I can
sorry.
hear you.
Sorry, bro. All right, continue.
I have the master headphones. Anyways. But it's like, the CGI wasn't the part that ruined it. It's the whole time I was watching it, I was like, there is, at this point in the Avengers, there's absolutely no reason to fear for anyone's life.
Right.
Because this is
That's
like
pretty much in any movie ever,
Yeah.
though. Like we were
Well-
talking about the other day.
But no, here's my thing. Okay. I understand that, like, when you watch a movie, especially a superhero movie, you know that the main character's not going to die.
Right.
But there's always they have, like, in The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises and stuff, like, in The Dark Knight, Batman is, like, struggling psychologically. Like, he fucking loses his girlfriend and saves this evil guy, basically. The guy that's going to, help destroy the city. And then he has to frame himself as the murderer. So it's like, he lost some shit.
Right.
Even though he's the superhero and we all know he's fucking perfect. And then in Spider-Man, like the Tobey Maguire one, it's like, I know Spider-Man's not going to die in this movie. But he's struggling with, like, his girlfriend or whatever. And then, he's still, like, a vulnerable teenager.
The heroes have problems.
Yeah, they have problems, and he has to kill his best friend's dad.
Yeah.
And he gets the things thrown at him, and it slices his shoulder or whatever. He gets injured, and then what is it? In the Dark Knight Rises, fucking Bane breaks his back, and he has to climb out of that hole. You know, okay. This is how the Avengers goes. Let's see. Thanos, the most powerful being in the whole entire universe that has ever existed, basically. That's how Marvel, has always presented Thanos from my information. He's the most powerful dude to ever exist. He can somehow punch Iron Man. And in this one, Iron Man has a suit made out of nanobots. So, he can just press a button and it just, grows on him. Because he has, the thing. And then, he has a suit made out of nanobots. So whenever somebody shoots him or whatever, it can just, heal itself with the nanobots. They're just, unlimited nanobots. Right. And then, if he needs, a tool or a weapon or anything, he just goes, blah, and, the nanobots fly out, and he can just, make anything he wants, basically.
Stupid.
Yeah. So, at this point, Iron Man is a god. You know? He's, indestructible because he has this self-healing impenetrable suit.
Dude, so basically it's like it's like the cells of the suit and he can like control the cells of it.
Yeah. And then Captain America. Captain America and Spider-Man should be the most vulnerable ones because I know Captain America's not like a human and Spider-Man's not like a human, but they're both like the most human ones.
They're most like
Right.
mortal.
Because Spider-Man's just a teenager who can shoot webs, and he's stronger, I guess, than a regular human. But like
He's just,
he
like,
can't heal
fast.
himself or anything, and he has spidey senses. But Captain America's just a regular dude who got like injected and made himself stronger and faster and like a super soldier. So like if they get shot, the bullet should
Something
go
should
in there,
happen.
you know?
Right.
But in every movie, like I don't know if you guys have seen the last two Avengers movies, but or like
Not really.
like followed the Marvel movies. But I've seen Civil War and the first Captain
I
America,
saw Civil War.
and I saw the first Avengers and the like I've seen all three Avengers now, but I haven't seen Winter Soldiers. But from what I've seen in every single movie that Captain America has been in, he's like somehow just gotten like even more of a superpower. Like
Yeah.
he can just like in this one he can basically throw a train car, and it's like that's not fucking that's not Captain America. Like I can't remember what he does. There's like all these beasts that are like running, and they like it's like a big fight scene with like 10,000 of these guys and then like 10,000 of the Black Panther soldiers, but then there's all the Avengers fighting too, and Captain America can just like rip through them all, and like he can fucking punch Thanos and hurt Thanos. That shouldn't be possible.
Dude,
Okay.
if he can pick up a train car, what the fuck is Hulk?
Well, he can't pick it up, but he like I don't really know how to describe it.
He's just too strong for his character.
Yeah,
basically.
and like also who else is a god? Oh yeah, Thor is literally a god. He's immortal. He has a indestructible hammer pretty much. And his hammer got broken, but in this one he made himself an axe, which is supposed to be even more powerful. And okay, so he's a god. Iron Man, we've already established Iron Man is a god. Thor is a literal god. Captain America is approaching god status. It's Spider-Man. So now we're on to Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the normal teenager guy. He hasn't even in this universe. He does not have that much experience. He's like a young kid, and in the first, he's only had one movie, and he's like he just figured out his powers and everything. And in this one, so he slings up to this spaceship that just came down and destroyed New York City. He slings up to it to like go. Doctor Strange got captured, and he's on this thing, and Spider-Man is like going up on the thing, but it's like going out into space, so he can't breathe, and Iron Man's like, just jump off. So he jumps off, and Iron Man shoots a Iron Man suit at him, and then he has now Spider-Man has an Iron Man suit.
Oh
so
my
he's
God.
bulletproof, and he has these fucking spider legs that come out of his back that can like lift anything.
You know
Jesus
what this reminds
Christ.
me of? You know the Ultimate Showdown?
Yeah.
How like every pop culture being that ever
Yeah.
lived is just like hanging out
Uh-huh.
and just like being cool together. That's
Yeah.
like everything is happening like too much.
Yeah, and I understand that they're all superheroes and it's the Avengers, so they're
Yeah.
like the most powerful force. But Spider-Man should not be bulletproof, and he should not. Like he shouldn't have an Iron Man suit. And then so we got 4 gods here. What's the next god? Oh, okay, the Hulk in this one, like I guess in the comics, the way they wrote it, the Hulk is like struggling with Dr. Banner's struggling with his Hulk. Because, like, he's established that the Hulk is a separate being that's inside of him. So, like, the Hulk has his own will and intention. And Dr. Banner just can, like, turn him on and off. Or he's, like, trying to figure it out. But in this one, he can't get him to fight. So, like, he never actually turns into the Hulk. But then it doesn't matter because Dr.
Everybody
Banner never
else is-
gets a scratch on him somehow.
Because everybody else is like
Yeah. Oh, also,
most
Dr.
powerful.
Banner has an Iron Man suit now. You know that like Hulk
Oh my
suit thing
God.
that Iron Man got in
They're
to fight
just
the Hulk?
making everybody.
He gave
Iron
Dr.
Man.
Banner that. So now he has an Iron Man suit. So he's bulletproof.
Wait,
and
so in
indestructible.
theory, he could, like Tony Stark could just give everybody
Yeah, exactly.
in the world
Because he has
an
that
Avengers
nanobot
suit.
shit, so he can just be like, you have an Iron Man suit.
Okay.
You got one.
Dude, you know what's
That
stupid
shows
though?
how much has changed though, because the first Iron Man movie with Tony Stark,
Yeah.
so good.
That was such a good movie.
He was hurt. He was in a
hurt.
cave with ISIS.
He had to make his own heart.
Yeah, in a dark cave.
Yeah.
with like
And he couldn't even
tweezers
walk.
and a crack pipe.
Yeah. Exactly.
Seriously.
See, that's the kind of stakes that I want
Yeah,
in a
dude.
movie. But in this one, even though they're going up against the fucking most powerful being in the universe, he can destroy the universe with a flick of his fucking thing. That's what this whole movie's about. He can destroy if he gets all the power gauntlets and he snaps his fingers.
It's
he
that
can,
glove thing,
yeah,
right?
he can destroy the whole universe.
Jesus H.
So like, even though they're going up against that, and like, Thor should be the only one who's like on that level,
Right.
in my opinion. And like, Batman is like a guy with no superpowers, but somehow he defeats Superman. So like, I get that Iron Man could kind of be that guy since he's
Yeah.
like super
He's
duper
like the
smart,
crowd
and he
favorite,
invented that
you
thing.
know?
But Iron Man should not be giving everyone a suit. Because and okay, who else is it? Somehow Black Widow. Okay, this does not make any sense to me. So you know that guy Vision? He's the he's the supercomputer. Tony Stark made that Jarvis computer.
Yeah.
And then this other like computer that they got from like this super advanced alien ship like hacked into Jarvis. Or no, it was Ultron. Ultron hacked into Jarvis. And so like in the second Avengers movie, they combined those computers with like one, and I can't remember exactly how it happened, but Vision is like the most powerful computer in the world, so he can like make himself change into like he evolved kind of into like an actual physical thing instead of just the computer thing. So it's like that's how powerful this computer is. So like what he can fly and whatever, but he's not indestructible. He gets stabbed a bunch in this one. So, and then his girlfriend is I don't remember her name, but it's like Quicksilver and her were those Russian experiments. So
There's too much.
yeah. So but Quicksilver died
How
and
long
she
is
lived.
the movie?
I don't know. It's 2 hours and 36 minutes. So like, I don't know what her power is, but she can like put this energy out, and it's kind of like a force field, or she can use it as like a blast or something. And Vision says that she's like, because Vision, when those computers combined, he got this stone in his head, and it's one of the Infinity Stones. And so that's what Thanos is after. He's after Vision to get the Infinity Stone out of his head. And Vision's like to his girlfriend who has the force field blast power or whatever. He's like, you're the only one who can destroy this Infinity Stone because it has to have an energy source equal to itself to destroy itself. So like Vision's like, you got to kill me, basically, to his girlfriend, and she won't do it, and all the Avengers are like, nah, we're not going to kill you. And so so somehow the most powerful advanced computer that can fucking make himself a physical being is not a god. And his girlfriend, somehow this guy, the Vision superhero who can fly and do all this shit, and his girlfriend who is like the most powerful source of energy besides his stone that's in his head, they get ambushed by these two Thanos goons. They're not even Thanos. They're just his goons. They get ambushed by these dudes, and they're like pinned. They can't do anything. They get like beat. And so then Captain America with no shield and Black Widow come, and they defeat Thanos' goons, who couldn't be defeated by like these two even more powerful superheroes. So like there's like the gods. Spider-Man is a god, but somehow these other godly people aren't gods.
Wait,
so
so
there's like limits and then no limit.
Black Widow and shieldless Captain America like fall in love or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's not really any like love.
Dude, you know what I was thinking about? How like if Pixar came out with like the new Incredibles movie,
Yeah.
it would be better than like
That's
any
what I
Marvel
said
movie
today.
that has came out in the
I
last
said
like 5 years.
The Incredibles is gonna be better than the Avengers.
Dude, The Incredibles is better than
It is better than the Avengers.
the only superhero movies.
That's
that are
like top
better
10
than
superhero movies.
The Incredibles in the last 10 years are like the Batman movies.
Yeah, Dark Knight. I
in
like
my opinion.
like I think I really like the Tobey Maguire's first two Spider-Mans are like in my top 5 superhero movies, but also The Incredibles is in there, and then Dark Knight is number 1. I did okay. Also, another god status. So we got like
God church.
8 gods now,
Everybody's a god.
and you can't tell me Doctor Strange is not a god.
Oh,
Name
yeah.
one thing that Doctor Strange can't do. He could, if he had to. If the universe got destroyed, Doctor Strange.
What the fuck?
Oh, it's probably Owen.
It is.
Okay, if the universe got destroyed, Doctor Strange could just travel to another dimension and not be dead.
Right.
He has the time stone. He can go back in time. So, like, if anyone dies, if anything bad happens to any of the Avengers, he is a god. He can just travel interdimensionally. So we got like 10 gods against another god, and somehow one god guy beats the other 10 gods. Okay. Is anybody? Can I spoil the movie?
I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not gonna.
I know, but there's 2 people here who haven't seen it.
Spider-Man
One
dies.
person who doesn't care. Hey, you listening?
No, I'm not listening.
Okay.
He cares.
Thanos destroys the whole universe. That's how it ends.
I haven't seen it.
And then they're all just gonna go to another universe
What?
because
Not
superheroes
exactly,
have
but-
like 20.
But basically.
universe.
Like I don't really know the specifics, but it ends.
Cliff, hop on the mic.
Okay, which
Yeah,
mic?
yeah, yeah.
This
Put me on a
one.
mic.
Okay, Cliff here. Cliff knows. He's a comic guy. He's a Comic
I
Con.
like superheroes.
Yeah. Okay. Does it work though? Talk into
Does
it.
it work?
Yeah.
Does it-
It's kind of iffy.
Okay,
The
well,
cord, so don't bump it. Or
sure.
Anything.
I won't touch it at all.
Okay.
So what do you want it? Why do you want me here again?
Well, I've just basically gone through and about how in this Avengers movie, every single Avenger is a god.
I don't completely agree with that, but,
Do you think
I
that
see your
Spider-Man
point.
should have a Spider-Man suit?
a god. He,
I mean, an Iron Man suit.
I think it's awesome. I think otherwise, if you put a kid from Brooklyn up against a Titan, it's not going to work out unless.
Yeah, but that's what I
Something
want.
about
I want it. I want to believe
So you just-
that it's not going to work out.
So you just want him to get stepped on.
No, but he won't because
no
you can write the
struggle,
movie
man.
around it. Okay.
Yeah.
You can maybe Spider-Man does get stepped on and he's like in the hospital for the rest of the movie. That's what I want. I
I get
want
it.
I want somebody important to be out of the scene.
I mean, you just said the ending of the movie. I think half of the universe is out of.
Yeah, but listen. Okay, if whatever Thanos did, he basically destroyed the whole universe. But to me, why do I care? Why do I care about that? Because I know that there's going to be another Avengers movie, and I know that everyone who didn't physically get killed in this one is just going to come back. and be
Yes,
alive.
but the ones who are left have to do something cool, and I know for a fact that a couple of them are going to die because a lot of their contracts are up.
So now I'm waiting for the next one for somebody to die.
Yeah, next year. So basically,
But
Gonna die.
next year someone's
Cap,
someone's
definitely.
gonna lose one of their god powers.
Captain America.
yeah. Well,
Okay, why? Explain to me how it makes sense that Captain America his head wouldn't just explode if Thanos punched him in the head.
America.
Because like
He's a true American.
Thanos punched the Hulk and he was like dead
That's a
at
fact.
the very beginning.
Yeah.
You know?
That was a good scene.
He punched the Hulk and the Hulk died.
yeah.
And then he got like transported back in time or whatever. Or whatever. I don't
He
know.
he
I don't know
got
how that worked.
thrown across
Like
space. yeah.
magic. I don't know.
It was the gate from Thor
Yeah.
kind of thing.
But Thanos, that's crazy. He punched the Hulk and he died. But he punched Captain America in the face, and Captain America just like woke up and he was like, "Oh, I got a headache."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think isn't that kind of summing up What's wrong with the entire movie?
Yeah.
Everybody is too powerful, but not powerful enough.
Yeah, they're like powerful gods, but then when it's convenient, like Iron Man, Tony Stark with this nanobot suit, he's basically a god. He can kind of like shapeshift because he's got these nanobots, so he can like summon things out of thin air. You know, they just like float off of his back, and he can just like be like, "Poop. Oh, I got an atomic bomb," and shoot it at you. But then he gets punched by Thanos too many times, and his suit is destroyed.
Correct.
So he destroys his self-healing suit, but not Captain America's head. I don't know.
Okay, I get it.
I
think you're missing one very important point.
Yeah.
They all have to step up in a way because if you remember, for the rest of the movie, Hulk had performance issues.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I read about the comics.
happens
is
to all
that
of us.
in Hulk, in the comics, it's because like the Hulk feels like he's being
Can't get it
used.
up.
Yeah,
So he doesn't want to fight anymore.
yeah. That's pretty much that. But have you talked at all about what you think is going to happen next, or
No.
no? Okay.
I've just described like how
What do you
there's
think
like
is gonna happen
against
next?
all odds, but there's no risk.
So I'm going to sound like a super nerd answering Christian's question.
I want the super nerd to.
There's
help out.
one Infinity War comic. It was like one of the first versions of it that's now no longer canon, in which Thanos wins.
What is canon? Sorry.
Canon? That's
Like, connected to the universe.
Connected to the universe. It's like how all of the books for Star Wars are no longer canon because J.J. Abrams said so.
What?
Yeah, the books aren't connected anymore.
I don't fuck with that kind of.
But they're bringing a lot of the characters back in. They're just taking out the weird
Are the
storylines.
books canon to the first 6 movies?
No, they're just out of it now.
But when the first 6 movies came out, they were
They
canon
were
to them.
canon.
So
They-
then how could the new movies be canon to the old movies but not canon to the books that were canon to the movies,
Well,
to the first movies?
So basically, Disney announced that the movies are no longer. I mean, the books aren't canon. The movies and the TV shows and everything that is now a Disney license is the only thing that's canon.
Okay.
The books are like a fan fiction, basically. But a lot of the characters are being ported over to.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's bad because we lose a lot of weird, fun storylines, but we also don't have like a genetically altered Ewok that's the best X-Wing pilot. That kind of thing.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul lives, actually. He's in between
Got
episode 3
robo
and 4.
legs or what?
He fights
Best.
Obi-Wan again.
He gets an
Um,
Iron
Came
Man
back
gives
in
him
the
a suit.
books, right?
And then
He came back
and the
in
new one, Iron
Clone
Man
Wars.
gives him a suit, and he's indestructible.
Yeah, no, he's in
He has Iron Man suit legs and an Iron Man dual-wielded detachable lightsaber.
Okay, anyway.
Sick.
So, yeah. Okay, back to Avengers. So there's an old comic that's no longer canon in which Thanos wins, and then because of they even set it up with the movie, the whole Gamora thing. In that story, he gets depressed, gives up all the stones. The Avengers get a hold of the Time Stone, go back
Okay, wait.
to the 90s, get a couple more heroes, Captain Marvel and the original Ant-Man crew, and then they reset the fight.
Holy shit, dude.
I don't know.
Time
Okay,
travel.
but listen. Can you answer something for me?
Yeah, sure.
What exactly, at the end, Thanos is like sitting in paradise? What exactly is that? Is that Titan?
That is, I don't know. I don't think it could be. Because he can just conjure whatever he wants
Because
now.
the point of him getting the Infinity Stones was that so he could sit and watch the sunset in peace.
So basically, his whole plan is he's trying to take care of overpopulation.
Yeah,
Just so everyone
I
has
get that.
resources. Which raises another fun question, which is why didn't he just snap his fingers and give everyone food
Yeah.
instead of kill half the universe?
And like snap his fingers and give everyone unlimited resources.
Yeah.
He snapped his fingers and killed half of the
Yeah,
universe.
but so he won, and he even says to I think Doctor Strange. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
After
Strange
I'm
is
done,
a
I'm
god.
just gonna sit and look at the sunset.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
does that.
Yeah.
I thought
So-
that was a dope scene. Honestly, In the Avengers, Thanos is my favorite character.
Yeah.
Just because he's like,
Yeah, he's so cool.
it's like holy shit, like
he's actually a
and
good villain.
in this. Okay, and honestly, he is the best character in the movie because
Yeah.
he's the only one that has to give up what I said, like, with the characters who like they have to give something, they have to make sacrifices, and then you like feel for them, and it's like holy shit, man, this guy just like in this movie. I don't want. If I say too much, I'll spoil it for people who, for some reason, want to go see it.
Oh, you don't recommend people see it?
No, I thought. Okay, this is what I'll say. I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like I don't want
Just
to
so
see
you know,
another
before
one.
you got here, we were just fucking trashing this fucking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, good. Because I love this
I
movie.
I trash on it. But this is what I said. If you have $1 billion budget, you can't make a bad movie. So
True. True.
like it's a.
Well, actually,
if I had never
Wait,
seen
no,
any
no, that's
movie-
possible.
Who's that guy?
Waterworld.
I bought a
What's
zoo.
Waterworld?
Oh shit.
That was probably a terrible. I would never.
Well,
watch
no, what was that
We
movie
bought a
like?
zoo.
Like that Disney.
We bought a zoo.
Futurama movie.
That probably had a huge.
That Disney Futurama movie.
Oh, Tomorrowland?
Tomorrowland.
I actually like that one.
Well, I've never seen it. I just heard people didn't like it. It got like mixed reviews.
It's pretty good.
Huh,
It's
okay.
fun. There's a British robot
it,
9-year-old.
it reminded like the trailers reminded me of this Zathura a lot.
Yeah. That's another decent movie.
I didn't hate Zathura.
I
I liked it. We used to watch it.
yeah.
That's kind of sick.
Okay.
Between that and
Jumanji's
Baron
way better.
Munchausen.
Oh man.
Damn,
These
I
guys
still
need
want to see it.
watch
That would be. We got to do that.
that. And Johnny Tremaine.
I don't like Johnny Tremaine
I
now
don't
that
either,
I've
but-
read the book
I'm not mad that I've seen it.
because people actually die and there's stakes in the book.
Dude, you know it's a dope ass movie?
What?
Davy Crockett.
Yeah,
Never
that's
seen
good.
Davy
It's about
Crockett.
the Alamo. So sick.
You know it's a good movie?
What?
The Past.
Yeah.
No. No, it is not.
Yes, you haven't even seen it.
I have seen the first 20 minutes about 5 times because I don't want to watch the rest of it.
I'm down to
You
watch
don't
the
get it.
best.
I don't know that
I'm down to
one.
watch it and just not like it because the humor is not my type of
You're
humor.
not gonna
I'll
like
be an
it
open
'cause You're gonna
book.
set yourself up not to like it.
I'll watch it and I'll
You're
say, you know
you're
what?
gonna go in watching it.
I'm not saying that I'm going to
like
set myself up not to like it, but don't you agree, like, if you see the first 20 minutes of a movie and you don't like the humor, like, the whole movie is the same humor. So if
Yeah.
I don't like the humor in the first 20 minutes, then I'm probably not going to like
Okay,
the humor
I'll watch
in the rest
it with
of the
this
hour.
condition. You guys probably should not be there, first of all.
Right.
But if you are, you
We'll
can't
watch it
quote it and
by
like
ourselves.
laugh about it the whole time. So that's impossible. So you can't be there.
Yeah.
We'll just
I
watch
can
it
do
by
that.
ourselves. I mean, I
Yeah.
can do it too.
What's the quote? What's one of the quotes?
Which one?
I don't know. Just say one.
Start
and
from the
it'll be-
beginning.
There's so you have like signature pest.
Yeah. Oh no, dude, I'm trying to remember it. It has something to do with like Al Pacino, right?
What?
Rick.
I think I know one.
He killed Quacky. He always wanted to be served extra crispy with the side of rice. No MSG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know one.
Yeah.
When I can imagine Logan saying this all the time. Oh no, I'm from far, far south. I've seen that scene. Like, isn't he trying to like convince them that he's Chinese or something? So they
Yeah.
have to like.
Yeah, because he works for a Chinese delivery place.
For some reason, the guy who plays Hulk, what's that actor's name?
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, he always reminds me of that dude who plays the John Leguizamo or whatever.
Leguzma or whatever, yeah.
Leguizamo.
Approximately broken.
The voice for
He fixed his glasses.
Sid the Sloth.
Yeah, it's from.
Oh, yeah.
Ice Age.
I know
don't
it.
know why.
I know what quote you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Sean Connery's birthday.
Oh my god! Dude. That quote alone probably.
Sean
ruined
Connery's birthday. Dude, Logan said that 500 times in one day, no exaggeration.
I figured out. This is super lame. I figured out Sean Connery's birthday, and then I said it in my phone so that way I could call Gavin on Connery's birthday and say it Sean Connery's birthday. That was like sophomore year in high school. So.
That makes me sick to my stomach. Cliff, I'm sorry if I upset you
About what?
about Avengers.
No, it's.
Okay.
I like it when I can talk to people about it that don't, come every time.
Dude, okay, no,
Hutchins.
I forgot. Iron Man is. I was. A guy was basically
What?
coming on the back of my seat in the theater because
Didn't you have a guy during episode 8?
Listen
when
to how
someone
I
was
feel like we
describing
have
the force?
experiences like
You-
this like every
you
time
will
we go to a
agree
movie.
that this is stupid.
Okay, I'm ready.
Stupid. Okay,
'Kay.
first of all,
Yeah.
I hate it when people like quote the movie as it's happening. So like a quote that happened 1 second ago, they just repeat it exactly how it happened and
Oh
just
my
laugh
God.
at it. Like I understand quoting a movie when you're not watching the movie,
I hate
but
when-
during the movie you're not allowed to quote it because I already heard it.
I
already
hate
heard
when
it
people
once.
do that in any context where you say something and then they say it and
they
then laugh.
repeat it in the exact same. Yeah, exactly.
They have to hear themselves say it before they laugh. How
Yeah.
full of yourself do you have to be?
But listen, this guy, he was doing that like the whole movie, like really loudly. And then there's a scene, I'm not spoiling anything. There's a scene where they're fighting and then like
Which one?
There's the guy in it. You just see the silhouette of a guy. They stop fighting and they're like, "Who is that?" And then Captain America comes into the light. This guy behind me goes, "Holy fuck!" Okay, he was.
That's in every trailer.
Whoa! Captain America is in the Avengers. Holy shit!
He died in the ice.
Yeah. I was like gonna say something to this dude. Like, he was being really annoying.
By the way, the day after I watched Infinity War, the original Avengers was on. There's no stakes. In
Yeah.
comparison, nothing happens.
Oh,
It looks like an indie movie also in comparison to this one
yeah.
because they didn't know how to
I
use
felt
the
like there
camera.
were hella stakes in Age of Ultron. For some
Yeah, but yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't
why.
like that one that much, honestly.
I haven't even seen this movie, but I just the way you're describing it, I'm like, where are they supposed to go after this?
Oh, also Black Panther is a god.
'Cause it
He
feels
has
this,
a
like-
bulletproof suit.
It's
It just
basically
feels like
so.
the craziest shit that could happen happens.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
pretty
That's
much
like
that.
my thing.
and you're supposed.
But then, what you just said, Cliff, that makes me think they're gonna make the next movie, and it's gonna start. They're gonna build up to doing what they just did,
Yeah,
because that's what you kind of said. They have to like
undo
figure
it.
out how to undo it
Yeah.
and then redo it the right way.
Basically, what it's going to be is they're going to get rid of most of the original Avengers, so they have to give
I
them
fuck
one
with
last
that.
stand. And so all I'm sure about is Cap's going to die, but Thor's going to die first, and Cap's going to get to use the hammer.
Thor's gonna die.
I'm pretty
Thor
sure.
is the only
Either
Avenger
that-
in this movie that I was like, hell yeah.
Either
Hell
that
yeah.
or he's going to get knocked the fuck out.
Because
but,
I usually don't like Thor.
But in Age of Ultron, they had that little thing where they're all trying to lift the hammer, and Cap almost does it. So I feel like at an important moment, Cap's going to pick up that axe and use
Damn.
it. Yeah,
But it
I'm
is-
hoping.
Okay.
Peter
Wow.
Dinklage was big.
Yeah. Peter Dinklage was a big.
A giant.
taller
he was,
than ever.
He was a dwarf, but he was a 9-foot tall dwarf.
You know who Peter Dinklage is.
yeah, isn't he like
But
the
it looks
short guy
so
from
funny
Game of
because
Thrones?
like
Yeah.
like the midgets
Short guy,
have
he's a
small
midget.
they have short arms.
You're not
So
supposed
it's
to
like
say midget, dude.
a really tall guy, but his arms didn't go past his waistline.
Yeah, it was. I think it was in his contract that this is the only time. Like the original character, the height didn't matter. He just really wanted to be the tallest one of the scene.
Yeah,
that
I
was
think-
in his contract, probably.
Yeah, probably. It was kind of funny.
I loved it.
I was really confused at first. I thought
looked
there
so
was, like, an
sad.
optical illusion happening or something.
He was in the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
also,
Yeah, it was.
the characters that I really fucked with in this movie are like,
Oh, like
what's the
midgets are
raccoon guy
funny.
from Guardians?
Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket and Thor. I was like,
Oh yeah, they were.
Rocket
They were
and
good.
Thor.
I'd love
You
to
guys
see
are,
just like a buddy
killing
comedy
it.
of them,
Yeah.
like how we got the Hulk.
I
and
just
Thor.
want the next Avengers everyone to die, and it's just Rocket, Thor versus Thanos. That would be
Yeah.
so sick. They should just come out with a completely different movie called Rocket and Thor versus Thanos.
I want there to be like a 10-year purge of
Yeah,
superhero movies.
for sure.
I want them to just
The
stop
government
making
should
them.
step in at this point.
Come
Like
back.
the amount of money that's like being circulated through superhero movies, they can do something about that.
We need
It's
to
true.
kill Stan
You know?
Lee. and
No,
put
no,
my
he can never
grandpa
die.
He doesn't.
in
die.
his seat.
Dude. I
Because
bet
he
when
is
Stan Lee
Stan
dies,
Lee.
they're just
And
gonna have a
then-
completely CGI'd cameo
And
of
then
Stan
we
Lee.
pay
in
my
every movie.
grandpa to do what we want them to do.
I'm imagining the Stan Lee cameos, but it's your grandpa, and he's just asking what kind of leather
It's not going to be any
Star Lord's wearing.
Yeah.
Is that
Just
is
what
that
he
lambskin or is that
Yeah.
goat?
Is that a fox?
No,
Yo,
that's,
but
that's a raccoon.
No, but Cliff, Doctor Strange said that Doctor Strange knows what's going on.
yeah, he knows what's going on.
Because he saw into the
He
future.
said this is the only
He said
way.
this is the only. Yeah. Okay.
And when he gave up the stone at that point, when I first thought about it, I thought it was he finally came around. He had an arc where he was, you know, at the beginning he said it's either if it's comes between you, the stone, or the kid, I'm definitely saving the stone and letting you guys die.
Wait, what was he talking about?
When
Iron
he-
Man and Spider-Man?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he was talking about them, but I thought the moment he handed Thanos
Check you
the
later.
stone.
Oh, bye, guys.
Oh, bye. Where's my ride going?
Wait, for real though, right?
Wait. Oh, hey, wait. I got a bug. Is there any other cars here? Is it just 2 cars? I got a bug that fits 5.
I'll finish up really fast
At
and then
most.
I'll run.
Okay.
Okay, so
Sorry.
basically, I thought when Doctor Strange was giving Thanos the stone that he had come around and said, I'm going to save these guys.
Yeah.
What he was really doing was keeping them alive because he needs someone to fight Thanos after he gets dust in the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fuck with Iron Man too.
Yeah, Iron Man's cool.
I've always
Robbie Downey Jr.?
I think he's like overrated for the wrong reasons and underrated for other reasons.
Yeah, true.
Just because he's basically the Batman of the movies.
Pretty much.
Kind of, but like not as like perfect, you know?
Well,
He's like a billionaire playboy
Yeah.
in actual life.
Okay.
And Bruce Wayne is a billionaire playboy in his fake life.
yeah. I've got to
Oh yeah.
I've
you
got to
gotta
go.
split.
My ride's leaving me. Thanks for
Thank
having
you for
me.
the insight. The only like person who knows what they're talking about when it comes to
And better than getting Andrew in here.
Yeah.
Apparently, I lied about overindulging.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, see you
Is that a
later.
good use of that book?
See you later.
Can I just say something, dude?
Yeah.
I just feel like this happens in like every art form that becomes commercialized, right? They just like obviously music is the best example. It's just it becomes over commercialized and they just become out with like easy to digest music, and I think that's
They
what
find a formula.
yeah, and I think that's what like superhero films are now for film as an art form, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But no, also what I was thinking, this is a new aspect that I never thought about. They're comic book movies. Comic book it's never end, and like you know, to keep the
Oh,
comic
yeah.
books going, they always have to like start a new universe and everything. And like every comic book, you know, their main characters aren't gonna die, but you're just reading it to like see the, I don't know, they're entertaining in that way. So like when I thought about the Avengers like a comic book instead of like a film, I was like more satisfied with it. Just because I was like, that's not the point of this movie.
Right.
But
But I think that aspect for like the comic books is like way better because like they don't have to have a fucking $1 billion budget to explore new concepts in the comic book form, you know.
yeah, that's true.
But
And
yeah, I get what
and-
you're saying though too.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Also, there's this part in the movie. This is the only CGI part that pissed me off.
I just don't like CGI pretty much.
Yeah. But
Except
no,
for Blade
because-
Runner was fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
But
dude.
no, that was good ass CGI because it didn't take me out of the movie because it was believable. It was perfect. I'm saying perfect because, like, the only parts that like I guess weren't perfect were the parts that were meant to be, like that big chick. She was like a virtual lady.
Yeah.
So it was like,
and that movie
I
was
know
good.
she looks like a virtual lady. 'cause
Right.
She's a virtual lady.
But it was so good at creating an atmosphere that it was almost like you were in a different world while you were watching the movie. So
Yeah.
like that shit made sense.
None of it took you out of it. Exactly. They had that atmosphere. And like if they were worried, in order to create that perfect atmosphere that you were just sucked into and nothing ever like caught your eye that was fake. It's like they had all that fog and all that rain and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like once you put that in front of it, then it's like super hard to. I know people complain about that because they say it's like lazy CGI, but that's really part of that atmosphere in that movie especially. But like people complain about like Michael Bay a lot, which I get. Michael Bay is kind of like the Nick Cage of fucking movies now. But like in the first Transformers movie, I still love that movie a lot, and the special effects in that movie are so good. Still,
I agree.
Honestly, I like all the Transformers movies.
I don't like all.
But
of
it's
them.
like
the Mark Wahlberg ones. They're going apart on me.
But okay, it's just back to music, just because that's like how I best describe everything, I guess. It's like I love all this music, and like it's like I like some pop songs for what they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
that's true.
Yeah, and like that's like what the Transformer movies are to me.
Yeah, I get that.
But I don't think they're like the best films ever either.
Yeah. The first Transformers movie, it seriously, when I saw that movie in the theaters, that was like, I feel like that was one of the first times that I was like, wow, I really like movies. And like, it was like the first time I sat in the theater and I was like, wow.
It made Linkin Park cool.
Yeah. But no, when that movie came out, it was like everyone in the theater, I remember walking out of the theater and everyone was talking about like the special effects. It was like, that looked so real. And it was because like, it's because they hit it under like dark things. Like there's a lot of scenes in that movie that's just at like pitch black, where there's a lot of lights bouncing off everywhere, and there's like lights coming in front of the screen, and there's shit happening to like just you get lost in it when
Right.
that happens. And other people complain about that, which I don't understand, because like all that is just adding these details that happen naturally in real life that you don't even notice. So like when I watch movies that have a lot of that stuff that's flying in front of the screen, like in J.J. Abrams movies, they complain that he has a lot of lens flares or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like that's what happens naturally. If you accidentally look at it too bright of a light, you got to look away. Like stuff is always flying in front of your face, kind of like when you're driving on the highway or whatever. And it's like, to me, that's more natural than in like Marvel movies, especially. They do it a lot. Everything is perfectly crystal clear, and they just show like, I don't know. It can really highlight bad CGI, and like bad CGI isn't even bad CGI, because like really, if you see a video game with like the same level of graphics as a Marvel movie, that shit is like mind blowing, you know, like
Yeah.
The Last of Us and I like the best video game graphics ever. They're like sort of comparable to like
Films
the
are
best
just held to like
CGI.
a higher standard.
Yeah,
though.
but it's because they can take more time on it, and it's
Yeah.
not like your system has to run it individually.
It's more like
it's not being
mainstream.
generated as you're watching it. It's recorded. So like they can go like really in depth, which is to me that is the reason why there are no excuses for absolutely perfect CGI when you have like $1 billion to spend.
Yeah.
But also when you have $1 billion to spend, you could cut back a little bit, because there's this scene that's fucking makes me so mad. This chick, she's one of Thanos' goons. Okay, this is what she looks like. I'm gonna describe her to her.
Okay.
Describe her to you. She's got a regular chick's face. She's as tall as a regular human woman. She has regular human legs and a regular human torso. She's wearing like a suit or like some like clothes that make her look from space. And what she has is like her skin is blue, and she has dark blue right here on her eyes, and then she has horns coming out of her head, and then she has some weird hair. She's completely CGI. The whole chick, her face, everything was made on a computer. Why couldn't they just have a chick in makeup with horns on her head, dude?
We talked about it's like Star Wars.
You know, like
when they made,
how much money did they
Snoke.
spend animating every single frame of that chick moving, kicking someone in the face for
Was
10
she
seconds.
like a main? It's like one scene.
Well, she's in like the big battle scene for a while, and she's the chick who stabs Vision and almost kills him. So she's kind of important. Like you see her a lot, and it's like, it pissed me off so much because when I
So
saw her
would
talk,
they spend the
you know-
same amount of money just hiring an actress?
Yeah,
Or
you
less,
could
probably.
you could spend
Yeah.
way less hiring some chick that isn't even. She's just a kind of good actor. It doesn't
It's
really
all,
matter
like,
if she's good because they
overkill.
can make it look better when you have $1 billion to spend. You just put the makeup on her, dude, and make some clothes.
Honestly, even if this was like the worst movie of all time, if there was like one part that was like awesome, it's even crazy that happened because with that big of a budget, think about how many people decisions have to go through to become like to get onto the actual
Yeah.
film. So like even if there's like one part that's enjoyable, it's like it's crazy how that even like got there, you know what I mean?
It's crazy how like the whole movie happens because I feel like Marvel movies, like, comparable to like other movies, like on, I don't know if we're comparing stuff equally here, like the amount of time that they spend writing and like figuring out and planning out and then shooting their and making their movies, I feel like is a way, way, way shorter time period than it takes for other people to make their movies, you know? Because like, I feel like they write a movie. Well, I feel like they kind of plan out all their movies. They just keep it secret, kind of like they're like, this is how this is gonna happen through these 6 movies that we have planned
Oh, yeah,
to make,
totally.
and then they go in and write the details or whatever. But like they have like a bajillion people working on these movies, and then I don't know, it's just crazy the amount of work that they put in a relatively short amount of time, because I feel like it takes other people, if they have an original movie, just an original script that's kind of like on the same budget as the Avengers, I feel like it takes them like 10 years to make that movie. So sometimes it takes them like 5 years to make one movie. Like that's kind of how long it took for like the first 2 Christopher Nolan Batman movies, because it was like a completely original idea, and they just, I don't know. But in the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, in fucking The Dark Knight Rises, they had a plane break in half in real life and to carry it on another plane in real life. That shit was not CGI, bro. That shit was dope because it looked real. And it was real. So,
How many people do you think they have working on these films? So I don't know. Dude, it's probably almost like as many people
Dude.
that's in our government.
yeah, like I bet it's more.
That's fucking crazy. to think
How many
about,
people
dude,
are in like
honestly.
the I don't I can name more parts of a movie than the levels of government.
Dude, like
I don't know.
like if everybody making the new Avengers movie just like really was against Trump, they could just like overthrow the government.
Dude, exactly. I bet it's crazy how much money they spend. You go, holy shit, they spent like fucking $40 million on this movie,
Yeah,
and
but
then
then
they
you
make
think
like
about how many people they had to
$5,000
pay
million
and shit, dude.
back. It's crazy. I think that's crazy because it's like how I can't even fathom how many people go see a movie like every day, dude. Like on opening day, that's crazy. Because here it's like if the theater is half full on opening night, sometimes it's like a really good turnout.
Yeah.
But then like in Cali, when the Avengers opens, it's like you can't even fucking like I don't know how it works in big cities because I've never been there, but like this is the biggest movie ever, pretty much is what they've said. It's broken pretty much every box office record that's ever yeah. So I bet by the time it's done, it's gonna be. Well, I mean, like they're saying, like at this point in time, it's the biggest movie ever. It's not. I don't know.
Has it
I think it's
broken the
made.
record yet?
It probably will by the end, though. Like the way that I've been seeing the statistics or whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like by the end of its time being in the theater, it'll
Yeah.
probably be the biggest movie ever.
That's fucking crazy.
It is crazy. And the way they did it too, I was like, because I'd read about it before I'd seen it, and they were like, this is gonna be the biggest movie that has ever been made. And I was like, damn, I bet the next movie it's gonna go down because like, you know, like all that revenue, it's gonna go down slightly. I bet. Like I was like, I bet it's not gonna break records again because this one's the biggest one, and like major shit happens in this one. I heard. So like the next one's probably gonna not be as good. But no, the way they ended this movie, it's like if you saw this one and you don't see the next one, and you care about this one at all, you have to see the next one, because they ended it on like literally like it's kind of just like half a movie, really, the way they ended it. That's how big the cliffhanger is.
Damn. I don't really plan on seeing it.
Yeah, like I don't care if you see it or not. I'm just fucking. This is like how cinema is going in the world today.
Maybe like 10 years down the road, I'll buy it at Walmart and watch it.
Yeah, you'll probably accidentally see it on every single channel when it's like released on the cable networks or whatever. You know how they have those movies where they play on FX every night for like a year. They play the same movie.
FX
you know?
is the worst channel.
Actually, what's going to happen is when it comes out on DVD, Anthony's going to probably buy like the special limited edition shit.
He's going to watch it every day. Yeah, I don't doubt that. But fuck, dude. Even if you're a huge nerd, even if it's your favorite movie ever, dude, even if you're dying and it's your dying wish to go see this one movie, do not yell the shit on the screen. Don't yell behind me. Don't say things out loud during a movie, okay?
Yeah, shit's
You're making
annoying.
Brigham yell.
It's seriously like, I'd rather you could be on your phone next to me and I wouldn't care as much as if you were talking.
Dude, I went and watched Super Troopers on 420 in the theaters. So what you're talking about, it was the worst, dude.
Yeah.
But that's like expected.
Yeah, because I feel like, I mean, if you're high watching Super Troopers on 420, I feel like that's kind of what you want.
That's like if like somebody had never seen Wayne's World and then they watched it with us.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the whole time we're just like,
Oh, wait for this part. The monkeys are
Or
going to
School
fall out
of
of his butt.
Or if me and you watch School of Rock with anybody
Yeah,
ever, dude.
We're just like, we stare at the person and we're like, the man? Oh, you don't know the man?
No, you guys want to hear about how hard Norfolk goes on 420? Both Super Troopers sold out, like both showings, and Pizza Hut ran out of dough. They could not make any more pizzas. I shit you not, dude.
oh my god.
That's funny. I don't know why I laughed like a lot at that. I probably wouldn't have thought that was funny.
Well, it just doesn't even
it is
sound real,
funny.
but it was,
Yeah.
dude.
That's like if McDonald's ran out of buns.
And do you think like my managers at Pizza Hut are like, oh, it's gonna be 420. We better plan ahead for that. Fuck no.
Yeah, I bet secretly though, because I feel like a lot of that is regulated by Pizza Hut itself. Like I feel like a lot of times the head of the company decides how much pizza they're gonna send everywhere. So like, I mean, it makes sense that a business like Pizza Hut would be like, we need to up our stocks for 420. To me, I feel like they wouldn't have.
But it's just that sounds like a joke, but it's real.
Yeah.
But the guy who owns Pizza Hut and runs Pizza Hut is probably like a 75-year-old white guy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Well, okay. Can we go back to CGI in movies? Because I really want to talk about how even if you have really good CGI, but it's not perfect, it fucking ruins the movie. This is what the problem with Black Panther was. Okay. I'm gonna say, if your CGI is not 100% absolutely perfect,
Don't use.
it can really possibly ruin the movie for me. Like the whole movie. Because in the case of Black Panther, did you see it, Logan?
No. That was like
Everybody
the
said
one.
that was the best.
I'm kind of
superhero.
surprised.
Yeah, that's
it
like
got
the one
it got like
movie-
110% on Rotten Tomatoes, and
Okay.
every
and-
movie that comes out now gets like a higher rating than The Godfather. Like I saw this thing, like Jack Wagner screenshotted a bunch of like the highest rated movies on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like The Godfather, Godfather 2, and like Citizen Kane, and then he screenshotted like the I think it was when Age of Ultron came out. He screenshotted like, oh no, it was Civil War. When Civil War came out, he screenshotted like the Civil War rating, and it was like higher than The Godfather 1, 2, and the fucking Citizen Kane. Like, which I've never seen those movies, but every like film critic or anybody that has like any clout in the film cinema game. They're like, these are what you're making movies to be like.
Yeah.
You know, like this is the standard. So like to me, any Marvel movie, it's exactly what I said earlier. When you have $1 billion to spend, your movie's gonna be good. But every Marvel movie is the same movie at this point.
Yeah.
So it's like in order for a movie to have like a high rating, you should do something that no one has seen before. Like you should like either perfect something in no way that anyone else has done, or like completely change the game, which Marvel movies don't at this point. Maybe the first Avengers completely changed the game in superhero movies.
Yeah.
But then like I feel like this could be a biased opinion, but I feel like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies were the last superhero movies that completely changed the game. Because they were like, you can make superhero movies that are taken completely seriously. Because that's the way like those Batman movies are taken. Like,
I think that's part of the reason why I don't like the Marvel movies, because they're not like.
It's like a cartoon.
they don't. Take
Yeah, it's like
themselves
a cartoon,
seriously.
pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Dude, seriously, the opening scene of the Avengers, I didn't almost, but like, that shit could make me walk out of the theater. Because like the opening 10 minutes, Thor punches the Hulk and he dies, and then, he like almost kills Thor, and the whole time Loki, every fucking nerd's favorite character from the Marvel movies for some reason is Loki, and he's like cracking jokes the whole time, and all the goddamn nerds in the audience are like, the god of trickery.
Oh my god.
And it's like,
That's a
fucking
nightmare,
dude. This scene is supposed to be like, this is like the exposition, dude. We're establishing some emotional connection right now. Stop being Disney for 1 second.
Dude, that's what makes me scared for the Star Wars
Yeah,
movies
that's
too,
what's
dude.
already happening with
Because
Star
like
Wars.
all the humor in like the original trilogy and stuff was like tongue in cheek,
Yeah.
but now
And
it's all
it was
like,
just like Han Solo being like, you're a pussy.
Or like,
Yeah.
but now it's like, do you want to take a selfie into the Millennium Falcon?
yeah.
No. Well, fucking take your
Exactly.
phone out in the Millennium
And then
Falcon.
it's like some little Goomba creature thing, and everybody's like, and they just like they fall over, or, like do some dumb shit, and everybody's like, did you see that cute little animal thing? Whatever that Bebo, whatever
the
that
things
shit
on the
is,
island
pisses
they
me
look
off.
like owls
Yeah.
and whatever.
The only part of the new Star Wars movie that I genuinely thought was like funny in my sense of humor were those maids. Those maids that got pissed that like Luke was destroying
got,
their
like,
island.
rolled
Oh,
off
You
the
know
yeah.
those like
fucking cliff.
aliens, and they're like he just like would like throw some giant fish down or whatever, and it would smash their wheelbarrow, and they're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, they're already
Snoke was
turning the
bad.
Star Wars movies into
Snoke
the
was
into
bad
the Marvel
CGI.
movies. Yes.
Snoke
That's
looked
the
like
shit I'm
a-
talking about with the pointless uses of CGI.
I wish they just made Snoke fucking like Jake Paul with a
The way-
fucking a fucking cape.
Yeah.
rather than the way
yeah,
they
yeah.
fucking
The way they did it in the first, like in the original trilogy, they had the Emperor.
George Lopez. should
Maybe
be-
his makeup wasn't perfect. Maybe his makeup wasn't perfect, you know. But I knew that it was a real fucking human in the cloak, and sometimes his face was behind some. The cloak was covering half of his face,
Yeah.
so like it didn't even matter if his makeup was good or not. That's what I'm saying with the CGI. If you have not perfect CGI, especially with a character like Snoke, you need to figure out a way to cover it up so that I don't notice that it's not perfect.
I just don't get how there's that many people making this movie and then they CGI Snoke that bad and then everybody's just like, yeah, dude.
I don't understand.
That was so good.
Yeah, exactly. Like I understand that it is really good. Like I could never in a million years by myself
Yeah.
make something that looked
But that's
as
not your
realistic as that. But when it's I'm a human, dude, and I've lived 19 years on this earth, and I've seen the way humans are in real life, okay?
Right.
And I've seen the way they move and how physics work. Okay, so I don't know all this shit. I don't the science behind it, But like when I see some fake shit, I recognize it. So like if I see your CGI and it's not perfect, I'm no longer completely immersed in your story.
We're
Okay.
talking about also how George Lucas would like make a character like a puppet, basically.
Yeah.
And it like was way
And then-
better that way.
And then
Yeah.
you could go like I mean if Disney owned Star Wars back in those days, you could like go to Disneyland and like those puppets would be there. And now you can't do that. You have a computer screen that
Yeah.
shows how they made Snoke.
who's gonna buy?
That's so fucking
Who's gonna
boring.
buy a fucking Snoke animal?
Yeah, who's gonna exactly? but like the shit with Snoke is that it's the same thing with that chick that I described earlier. He's a regularly sized guy. He's the size of a regular human, or maybe he's a little bit skinnier and taller,
Yeah.
from what I remember.
Snoke is
But
like
still.
he's like a third bigger than humans.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
that like fucking Chewie
Yeah.
is a real guy
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a suit, and he's a third taller than
Yeah.
regular humans. So like, there's ways to do everything with real things, especially when you have that budget.
Dude, also
When you have that budget, you have like two options. You have-
also, how do you make General Grievous in like 2007 look better
yeah,
than Snoke in 2018?
I don't get that. But well, I mean, some of it is like you give a movie that was made in 2006 a pass. Like, you know, because
But also, like
at
when
that
I
point-
watched those movies, I didn't think twice about them looking.
no,
bad.
but this is what I'm saying. It's the kind of the thing with the Transformers. When I remember seeing Episode 3 in theaters and like the General Grievous thing, I was like, "Holy shit, that is real! How did they do that?" But like you watch it now, I guarantee you could see that it's not like, you know, like
What?
perfectly real, which I understand. But also, General Grievous isn't a human, so
Neither is Snoke. He's a fucking
What?
alien.
I know
You're
he's not a
very
human, but
fast.
Snoke is like a human form. He's just
Yeah.
a guy with 2 arms and
Were you
two
listening
legs.
to him in real life?
But like
But I feel
General
like-
Grievous is a guy with 2 arms or 2 legs, 4 arms, and an
Is he like
alien head
echoey?
and a
Yeah.
robot body. So like that to me is like the human form thing where I recognize
Weird.
the movements aren't like perfect. It's kind of like gets lost.
But also, like, I doubt that like Boba Fett's flying was real. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but no, this is what I'm saying. Like now, back then when those movies came out, it's like when all the way up until Transformers, I feel like was the turning point into CGI. It was like all those movies, like the big budget movies with CGI, they like topped the next one. So it was like the CGI just kept getting better and better, and then by the time you saw Episode 3, that was the best CGI in the world. And then when you saw that movie, it was like better than the last any movie that you've ever seen. So at that point, you know what I mean.
what
Like,
I'm
the
saying
CGI
is-
was just like holy
But
shit.
what I'm saying is, when a 20-year-old watched Episode 3 in 2006, I don't think that they would have said that's bad CGI.
Yeah, it's
But a
because it was the
20-year-old
best in the
now-
world.
20-year-old now is saying that's not the best CGI.
Yeah, that's because it was the best they'd ever seen at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying it should be right now the best we've ever seen at this time, but it's not.
What, the CGI?
Snoke.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
See, like so
Yeah,
like
it's kinda- it's
CGI is like
completely
at a stagnant
bad
point.
CGI.
It's
Yeah.
like it's like at a standstill. Especially with the Marvel movies, because that's also something that's happening with the Star Wars movies. Is like as the more Avengers movies and more Marvel spin-offs come out, I see the same effects or same style of effects in Episode 8 or whatever. Isn't that what it was? Episode 8. Episode 7 was the one that J.J. Abrams made. So this is Episode 8, the last Star Wars movie. So like I see the same style of things being used, like the thing that I described earlier, which I know you guys haven't seen all the Avengers movies, but the first one, it's the same thing. They have crystal clear shots of everything
Yeah,
because they're not dark movies at all, the Marvel movies, and they're just like they're in New York City with no smog somehow, and
What?
Iron Man is flying through the air, so you can tell. Like
Is that
it's,
the one where they're like the aliens are destroying New York City?
it's every single one the aliens are destroying New York City. I really can't remember exactly the plot of the first one. They're all like motion.
Which
together
one
in
is
my
the
head
one
now.
where they have like the huge spacecraft that's like their headquarters?
Oh, that's the first one. Yeah.
yeah.
Damn, I do not remember any of these movies at all. Really.
It's like like what
They're
are
not
those
special.
things? What are those things
Yeah.
called? Yeah, exactly.
There's no like shtick or gimmick or like anything.
That was the thing
makes
with the
it
Star
stand
Wars
out.
movies, especially. Like the Star Wars movies when those were coming out, like the first 3 movies that came out, and then the next 3 movies that came out. Like each one was groundbreaking in some
And it had
way.
its own like poster child.
Like the
you know?
first, I'm not talking about the episode 1, 2, and 3. I'm talking about 4, 5, and 6. Like those movies when they came out in the 70s or whatever, they were groundbreaking in special effects ways, but also like story ways, because George Lucas was like doing things that no director had ever done with movies. Like he was like, I don't really remember, but I know like people talk about it where they say like he just broke a lot of unwritten rules in cinema and like ways that made sense for like a space story. He made a space movie that didn't have like really fine boundaries. It was like completely open. Like they just traveled between galaxies or whatever.
Also, how many like space movies are from around that time?
Like 2001: A Space Odyssey. See, that movie was like completely in one spacecraft.
That's when Star Trek was
Yeah.
huge too.
Yeah, see, in Star Trek, they're like they go to other like
Most of it's
worlds,
just
but
in the
most of it's just
Enterprise.
in the Enterprise, exactly.
Well,
But like
not really. But
George Lucas made movies where he was like shooting scenes on 3 different planets within 10 minutes, and it's like that was crazy at that time.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like this. If you saw this new Avengers movies, that's how it is. They're all on different planets. There's like 5 different things happening on 5 different planets that you've never heard of. In Star Wars, they were like, we are on the planet. Fucking, I can't even think of one of the planets, dude. I'm freaking out.
Star Wars.
Sounds like they're writing like
Tatooine.
10.
Tatooine.
Sounds like they're writing like 10 movies and they just put them all into one movie.
Yeah, that's kind of how Marvel movies are now, and that's kind of how I see the Star Wars movies going now. So it fucking sucks.